There I am. Good morning. It's Kevin. A few minutes late. Sorry. I was pondering and think about the message today for these two cards that popped up. This one. Sorry, in the reverse as a challenger, and then this one, obviously, is our angel card of the day. It's funny because I typically ask when I go shuffling. What's the message you want me to share, and what's the message you want me to um, bring today? What's today's message? And I pulled the first card. Take a step back. I've actually tried to take a photograph of these two together so I could pop it up on the screen, but my system was not playing today. Didn't want to know, which is very much in keeping with this. Take a step back. And I should point out that yesterday, while we were meditating, the lights were flickering on and off, and then finally went out for maybe 2 seconds, came back. And in that 2 second time frame, it was enough for this whole system to reset itself, and for me to lose signal. And when you lose the signal of obviously internet, you just sometimes Ecamm Live, which is what I use as a software to bring it to YouTube Live, and then to Facebook Live or YouTube. Sometimes the Ecamm program is able to link right back up, but this time it wasn't. So rather than try and do it all again, I left the moment the way it was and put a little disclaimer on the thumbnail. Um, anyway, all that to say, it's Valentine's Day, the 14th of February 2021. Happy Valentine's Day for those of you that have Valentine's Day. And if you don't have a Valentine, don't have anyone buying you chocolates or flowers or celebrating you, that's a good time to remind yourself that, wow, okay, I get to celebrate myself. I get to take myself on a date, which I do all the time. Let me tell you something. Taking myself on a date is always fun. It's an adventure. It's been a long time since I have worried or fretted over not having a certain somebody in my life, and I think we've talked about that on here. Not really any intention. It just, I think the real reason is walls go up. For those of us that are sensitive, often we put on a coat of armor that other people see the armor, but what's really up inside is that softness. And for those of us that are sensitive to energies, and the more you practice working with spirit world, the fine-tuned those sensitivities become. And I'm not pretending to be any kind of expert or any more qualified than anybody else. I'm just happening to wake up to the energies that are around and tune into them. It's a bit like learning a craft, whether it's baking, building a wall, whatever that is that's artistic, that involves physical skill. The more you practice and have the experience of it, the more adept the task at hand. I keep using terms like you and we, and I think I need to clarify the fact that they're generalizing in saying you, but I don't actually mean you personally because I don't know you. Or if I do, I don't know you well enough to be able to make statements about you or blind comments. So it's a blind spot I'm working on, to just speak in general terms instead of more personal terms. Yeah. So what is the angel and the desert prince really talking about? This one taking a step back, and then this one being careful. Now, in the upright position, which is not a challenge, it's called an ally. The desert prince as an ally comes to show you that there are gifts and blessings and all sorts of surprises and miracles hidden where you weren't expecting. But as an ally, as a challenge, it is don't run before you can walk. Don't rush into something without paying attention to the details, the finer details. And don't be in such a humongous big hurry. Just because you can doesn't mean say you should. This is a very discerning card. A card that says, take a look at whether or not this is the best option for you. If this is the best opportunity. The same with take a step back. So when we are challenged to take a step back, especially when everything is rolling forward so nicely, so pleasantly, so well, it is often prudent to see the lay of the land. Now, how and why does that come up and where does it land? Well, Mercury, the planet of communication, is retrograde. I'm not an astrologer, but what I can glean from the energy of the planets that are moving in a retrograded fashion, it's just a bit slower. I think there is a tendency for folks to wonder if this is just not wrong, if there's something going wrong, or it's a mess up. Not really, no. It's just a simple slow it down, take this journey, pay attention to everything, take in everything, be in the wisdom of everything. Like yesterday, can't do anything about the power getting cut. Just have to be like, okay, well, we got in what we needed to, and if we didn't, we didn't. It just is what it is. That I find to be, for me, the greatest gift of all is accepting things as they are and as they're not, rather than being conditioned by a habit of assuming something's wrong, assuming we weren't worthy, or going to the place that says this is disappointing and this is the reason why. It's disappointing, claim it, but don't have to attach a reason to it. Don't have to say because. There could be one. The difficulty and the challenge was with assigning a reason or attaching a reason to anything that's happened that wasn't expected, is that blame. Blame is one thing that allows for a relief or a release or a letting go of the situation. To blame a thing or a person for something that didn't work out gives relief that the individual doesn't get to take it. They get to push it over or justify it. Some things aren't justifiable. They just are what they are, which is tough. You know, I've often been asked by, but aren't you worried? Doesn't this bother you? Doesn't this get on your nerve? Aren't you just concerned? No. There are things that I get concerned about that I go inside, especially when it's growing, when somebody's pointing out something about a blind spot. You know, personal growth to me, a lot of times, is a repetition. And I went through a period where I felt like, why am I learning this again? How is this coming up again? Gosh, I've heard all this before. This is nothing new. All of the repeating patterns. I'm at the point now where maturity has taught me this isn't a lesson for me to specifically learn. It is a reminder that everything's full cycle, everything's full circle. And if there's something about the last time, or what I'm remembering about the last time, that wasn't completed, wasn't satisfactory, I just got another opportunity to layer another level of reinforcement on it, to fine tune it some more, to clean it up some more, to do something better with what this pattern has revolved back around to show me. So I'm often happy that the patterns come back to remind me of either A, ooh, here it goes again, I'm reminded of good things, or B, here's my chance to change it. And sometimes in the personal growth seminars, the lesson is lovely and it's easy and it's simple, as opposed to the first time I learned it was a bit of a struggle. I couldn't quite get it, didn't understand it. So sometimes it gets glossed over and moved on. Then the second time I learn it, maybe years, a decade, 2 decades later, oh, all the pieces that I had before just come right back into place. And now I can just enjoy it and add the bits I need to. There's always a great way of looking at everything, not necessarily a negative way. All right, I'm going to read today's message. Here we go. Sending love letters. Oh, well, of course. Sending love letters to people we care about is a rewarding experience for both of us and for them. Making the time to take pen in hand and express our thoughts is valuable. There's another way to send love letters too. This takes as much time and attention as writing a loving note does. But it doesn't require a pen and paper. It requires concentrated thought. There's an invisible thread of energy winding through the universe, one that connects us all. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you can tell if someone's angry or upset with you, even if you haven't talked or seen this person? You can feel his or her anger, even if you haven't physically been present to it. Thoughts have power, particularly those charged with intense emotional energy. When we think mean, bitter thoughts, it can be like sending hate mail along our connecting wires. It can almost be a sensory attack. Why not send loving thoughts charged with positive emotional energy? We can consciously choose to use our connections to others to send love. Send positive thoughts, blessings, peace, assistance in times of crisis. We can send our thoughts to form a prayer, or we can simply think a blessing or positive thought and send along the wires of love. When someone you know or love comes to mind, or even someone you don't, perhaps someone is in another part of the country or the world, perhaps someone is going through a particular crisis, and you're not quite certain what to do, send a love letter. Your loving thoughts will touch them, and your blessing will all come back to you. Oh, I love that. That's really the message in today about taking a step back, looking at the blessings that you have, thinking of people who you might know and who might need loving thoughts, especially those that you have not heard from in a while. You can sit quietly, close your eyes, bring them into your mind's eye, think about them, and then just from your own body, from your own aura, fill yourself up with love, and then whatever's overflowing, because it's always overflowing, send the overflow, send that flooding love and light and energy to the person, and then see how long it takes for it to float back. You might even get a phone call from them. That's instant. Right, my friends, it's time to meditate. So sit with your feet flat on the floor. There we go. And I'm going to start with the usual prayer of protection. Just get settled in, let your thoughts settle in, let your body settle in, bring your consciousness to exactly where you are and how you are. Be mindful of the way you're showing up right now. And do you need to make any adjustments, like adjust your seat, straighten your back, pull your shoulders onto your back, perhaps turn your head from side to side? Just be present to what's physically happening in your body. Let yourself settle in with your breath. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for reminding me of your presence and for cutting the ties that bind us to people, places, situations, stories, and drama that we no longer need and no longer serve our purpose. And we give thanks that you're cutting those binds now. We declare that we are safe and free, and we lift the weight of the world off our shoulders. Bring your hand to your heart. I am the keeper of my mind, my soul, and my body, and wherever love is, fear is a stranger, and love is present here within me. And so it is. And send your consciousness to your third eye center, the area between your eyebrows. And picture the white crystalline light flowing from out in front of you, slightly above you, coming from source energy and just blessing you, surrounding you, and working through you from the inside out. Let your thoughts settle into the center of your forehead. Imagine your crown chakra open, joining up the light from above the universe down through your crown chakra into your heart. Now bring your attention to the soles of your feet, anchoring you to the earth and extending your roots of your feet into the crystalline layer of the earth core. Illuminate and light up your creative center, the area around your belly, and the sacral chakra, the second chakra. Picture and feel all the energy centers within your being open, alive, and energized. Continue your breath. You are now fully conscious of being one with source energy. The source energy that has and continues to create every part of you. You are as unique as all the facets of a crystal. Your light and your strength. The power of your love can be seen and felt everywhere. Be reminded and know that your power here, now, in human form, has the capacity to alter and change You are the creation of pure love with the capacity to both create and destroy. As a gift of the human form, you have the power of choice. This power shows up within you as free will. As a beloved, loving spirit, having human experience, you have the full support and the energy of the entire universe at your beck and call. Use this gift of free will and choice to tune in and align up with the power and emotions of compassion, of passion, of love, of healing, and for those who seek to harm you, you have the power of forgiveness to forgive them. Right now is your opportunity to bring into mind those you believe, seek, to harm you. Use the power of love, forgiveness, understanding and truth to opening your soul to forgiveness and sending your power of forgiveness out to your adversaries. As a spirit having a human experience, you have the love and the power of love in all your many facets. To invoke loving energy, kind energy, healing energy, and compassionate energy to all. Take this invitation of being connected to source energy to bring to mind everyone you love. You may choose to place them in a circle or together, or choose one individual Picture these folks or this person in front of you. See and witness their smile. And from your heart chakra, pull the love, the light, the energy of forgiveness, the energy of healing, up from the soles of your feet, down from the heights of the heavens into the depth of your heart. Send forth this loving, kind energy towards those you love. Bestow upon them the blessings of love, the blessings of your love and the love of the universe. And take a moment to pause. Feel and witness that river of love, of compassion, of power, rushing towards you. Gently bring yourself to your present. Place your hands at prayer at heart center. Acknowledge and honor the love that you have within you and uncover it if you feel like it's been covered up. Lift your thumb knuckles to your third eye center. And together we bow and say namaste. Ooh. I don't know what happened. I got one shoe on and one shoe off. Um, um, I enjoyed that. Nothing more really to say. Have a good Valentine's Day. And really, my message overall would be, look back at what you've done. Look back at all the things you've accomplished. Look back at every single area of your life that you've been pure, nothing but pure creation. You created things, made things happen for people, have done your best to do your best. And seen how those efforts have been brought back to you. See it like a flow. Sometimes we have to give of ourselves and then see that giving returned. It's not about getting it, receiving it, get more, and then not giving anything back. If you feel that you are being blessed in a way, any which way you're being blessed. Someone says something kind to you, you find that parking space right at the front of the store, you find that all the lights turn green as you're going where you're going, you find that your road is not cluttered up with traffic, you find that tasks through the day, you get through with them earlier than you thought you would. Those are blessings. Those are the blessings we say, well, thank you. That was just so great. That's being returned. It is your return on your investment to your community, to your loved ones, to your family. Everything you give of yourself that's unconditional, without any hesitation or resistance, comes back in those forms of unexpected blessings. All right, my friends, I'll be back here again tomorrow morning with another one, and hopefully nobody will hit a power pole and knock the power out, and we'll be good to go. Enjoy. Bye.